Hey everyone, it's Josh here today. I'm back 2 weeks in a row. Today I just want to talk about something that can really make or break your website success, and that is wireframes. I know it might sound crazy because wireframes, what's that? That's just for designers. That's not for someone like you, the end user. But yeah, that's just not the case. Today I'm just going to talk about why website wireframes are crucial for freelancers, agencies, and business owners alike. Really what it comes down to is a wireframe is like your website's blueprint. So it's essentially the plan for building out your website. Without it, you're just winging it, right? So, and with that, it just leads to a confusing layout and missed opportunities that really can hurt conversion. Quick background, I'd say this was about 6 years ago. It's something that no one wants to hear. And I was on a call with a potential client and wow, all your websites look the same. And at this time, I was building websites pretty much exclusively myself, designing and building them, right? And I'm not a designer. I'm not really a developer. I'm kind of a little bit in between two. All right, let's dive in. So basically this is a website wireframe that I felt like was worthwhile to share with everyone. And so let me just kind of jump into all these different callouts, different things that essentially tie into make a great website. First off is a simplified, easy navigation. So you see here, you've got your home, about, services, testimonials, blog, contact us, and then a button. Really what this is about is having a simple menu that is pretty easy for people to understand. People oftentimes like to use like these trendy words and stuff of that nature, and have a ton of tabs for each menu item, and that's really not ideal. So like you can definitely utilize drop downs or drawers, and you could do all those different things, but what you really want to avoid is putting everything on there and also trying to confuse the end user just to make yourself sound smart. No one wins in that scenario. So you want to have something that can really simplify the end user's destinations of where they want to go. By and large, the biggest things that are visited are going to be obviously your homepage where people land, and then your about pages where people learn more about you, and of course your service pages and your contact pages. Then having easy access to socials is not a necessity, but can definitely be worthwhile. Another thing is evoke positivity that aligns with your brand message. So you see like this photo here, it's an outdoor space that essentially shows a happy family, and that's really something that can be very important. This almost helps someone envision what it would be like to be in the space that you provide for them, right? So that's where it can be really helpful to have this happy image of a happy family. And then you see here we have a very simple call to action. So basically a button that would essentially drive to a request a quote page, right? Next is a clear and compelling call to action that invokes action. So you see here, transform your outdoor space with evergreen. So transform is basically like an action word. So you want to have something that really makes it clear that you want them to take an action. The other thing is this chat button here. You see you've got prompt customer service that can really help drive that, just essentially another way for someone to reach out. Next section here we've got is the services overview. So you see it's direct links to every service page that you have. This is another great way to pack in some internal links. So there is some SEO benefit to it as well. But yeah, just having your overall services so people can learn a little bit more about what you provide. The next one is building trust through testimonials. So I always like to say I want to jam as many trust factors as possible into your website as possible. And that's really because it helps differentiate. This day and age, it's pretty easy to spin something up with AI and launch all these different businesses. What cannot be falsified, typically is not falsified, is industry associations, partnerships, reviews, testimonial videos, all those different things. Really hard to duplicate even with AI. So having a lot of these can really help hammer home who you are, where you stand in the marketplace. That can oftentimes be what a website's all about, is essentially just showing who you are and how you show up in the marketplace. It's not just about, driving leads. Sometimes it's also about, look what we can do. And if you want to work with this, is the kind of experience that you should expect. And then here, a clear and consistent promotional messaging to drive conversions. So this one, 20% off your first time landscape design, but you could even have, click here for a free consultation. Whatever your offer is, this is where I like to put it. It's basically just like your last ditch effort for a call to action, essentially. And then your footer, it's really important. Like footer design is really important. I know that sounds crazy because it's the very bottom of a website, but there's so many things that you can put into a footer that can help drive conversions as well as help keep your user on the page. So whether it be quick links like that, which is also a SEO benefit for internal links, contact us information, your name, address, phone number, those are things that are looked for from an SEO standpoint as well. And then newsletter signups or request to quote short forms can be really helpful there as well. But then having links to social forums, your privacy policies, terms of service, all of those kinds of things are important as well. So that's kind of your homepage. So yeah, like I said, that's your homepage. Now let's go over to a about us page, so you can kind of see the layout of this. Basically, like here, we really want to emphasize again that trust and that relationship that we're trying to provide someone. So really, here you you can see, it's about Evergreen Landscaping, founded in 2005. This is probably another area where I'd potentially jam in more trust badges and stuff of that nature. Another thing, you can kind of personalize your website based on like your team or, information about you, whatever the case may be. Next is your service pages. So this is going to be really important to have pretty well and dialed in service page. This one I'd say could even use some improvement from an SEO standpoint if that were your goal. But this can really just give you, this is a good starting point for a business that's just starting out. So you've got your overall services page, which would then link to your service and location pages. But you've got like your detailed service descriptions to educate and assure potential clients of like who you are and why you do what you do. And then again, trust factors of why us. What is a unique selling proposition that you have that can help them ultimately decide who they're going to go with? So the more convinced you can be, obviously, the better. And that should be it. I'd say the biggest thing that I really want to hammer home with people is like, you want to have as many trust factors as you want. So that's really it when it comes to the website Wireframe. Again, read on more on the blog post about like different things that you can add and some pro tips and stuff like that. But biggest thing from a usability standpoint is keeping your call to action simple, and then having more simplistic values throughout your site is just a great practice in general. And making things more accessible to end users is obviously ideal as well. So